Welcome back, Eagles fans. Today we are diving deep into everything surrounding Philadelphia as we roll toward the playoffs, and there's so much to unpack with this team. From the highs of dominating performances to the moments that make you scratch your head, this Eagles squad has been a roller coaster, and there's no better time than now to break it all down. Let's start with the offense, because honestly, this unit has been fascinating to watch all season. There are games where everything clicks, and you see the kind of precision and timing that makes you remember why this team has been a contender for years. But then there are stretches, particularly in the second half of some matchups, that leave you wondering if the coaching staff is fully optimizing the talent at hand. Kevin Patchello had some interesting insights about that second half performance, and it really highlights how even elite teams have moments of inconsistency. The Eagles have a roster loaded with playmakers, and yet, football is the ultimate team sport, so sometimes individual brilliance gets slightly muted when execution falters in critical moments. Yesterday, I had the chance to take a little road trip through Lancaster, Pennsylvania. It was a special day because I got to visit my 99-year-old grandmother and spend some quality time with my dad. While we talked about everything from life lessons to football and the NFL playoffs, I also noticed a lot of engagement from viewers who commented about being from Lancaster or nearby areas. Today, I found myself in Downingtown, just a short drive away, and it was fun to interact with locals who tune in regularly. Being on the road doesn't slow down the coverage one bit, and I love sharing these moments because football isn't just about the games. It's about community and connection with fans everywhere. Speaking of Downingtown, it's interesting to look at the history of players from that area, like quarterbacks who made their way through college programs at Penn State or Delaware. There's something about seeing local talent develop into professional athletes that resonates with fans on a personal level, making every game feel that much closer to home. Turning back to the gridiron, last night's NFL action was a reminder of just how unpredictable this league can be. The Rams, who many expected to handle the Falcons easily, ended up on the wrong side of a major upset. Atlanta jumped out to a 21-0 lead at home, and although Los Angeles tried to mount a comeback in the second half, it wasn't enough. Matthew Stafford missed a deep shot that could have tied the game, and Puka Nacua made a spectacular effort to keep the drive alive. Moments like these shake up the playoff picture in unexpected ways. With the Rams' loss, the NFC seeding is in a peculiar spot, as Philadelphia holds a tiebreaker advantage. Yet the more important takeaway is the Eagles' path to a favorable playoff position. No matter what, the Eagles are in great shape, and the team's performance in recent weeks has secured them at least the number 3 seed, meaning home field advantage in at least one postseason game. What makes this even more compelling is the scenario planning. Philadelphia could move up to the 2 seed, depending on the results of Week 18, giving them a strong shot at a home playoff game in the divisional round. This kind of strategic foresight and positioning is a hallmark of teams that are serious about contending for championships. Looking ahead to potential matchups, the Eagles could face the Rams again, the Packers, or even the 49ers, depending on how the last week of the regular season unfolds. Each matchup presents unique challenges and opportunities, and, as always, the team's preparation and adaptability will play a significant role in their success. The 49ers, for instance, have an offense that is firing on all cylinders right now, led by Brock Purdy, who has been absolutely electric. In his last 3 games, he's accounted for 13 touchdowns, and his ability to dissect defenses and create plays out of structure has been remarkable. Philadelphia's defensive unit will need to be at its best to contain him, especially considering the aggressive offensive play calling by Kyle Shanahan. While the 49ers' defense has struggled at times, giving up points and failing to generate pressure consistently, the coaching battle between Shanahan and Vic Fangio makes any potential playoff clash intriguing. These strategic battles often determine which team advances, and with the Eagles' experience and talent, they are well-positioned to navigate these scenarios successfully. Meanwhile, the Rams, despite their talent, have shown vulnerabilities, particularly in games where they were heavily favored. From blowing leads against Seattle to faltering late against the Falcons, there's a pattern of inconsistency that Philadelphia could exploit. Coaching decisions, quarterback execution and situational awareness all come into play here, and while the Rams remain a dangerous opponent, the Eagles have historically performed well against them, which could give them a psychological edge going into a rematch. The Packers, on the other hand, enter the playoffs dealing with injuries and roster challenges. While Aaron Rodgers is no longer the quarterback, the remaining roster is still formidable. Yet, there are cracks in the lineup and game management decisions that have cost them critical moments throughout the season. The Eagles' ability to analyze these weaknesses and adjust accordingly could make a significant difference in a potential matchup, especially with the team's depth and strategic coaching under Nick Sirianni. Rest and player management are also crucial as the Eagles approach the postseason. Week 18 presents a unique opportunity for the coaching staff to give key players some rest without compromising the team's positioning. Backup quarterback Tanner McKee has proven capable of leading the offense effectively when called upon, showing poise, accuracy, and football intelligence. This luxury allows Philadelphia to balance player health and performance, ensuring that the starters are fresh for the playoff run. Strategic rotations, careful monitoring of workload, and maintaining momentum are all part of the meticulous planning that goes into contending for a championship. The Eagles organization has shown they understand the value of both rest and readiness, which could pay dividends when the intensity of the playoffs hits its peak. Special teams and situational plays have also been a highlight this season. The performance of kicker Jake Elliott, supported by adjustments in the long snapper position, demonstrates how even small changes can impact game outcomes. Precision in these areas often separates close wins from narrow losses, and the Eagles have done a commendable job of addressing these factors. On the offensive side, despite moments of struggle, players like Devonta Smith and A.J. Brown have consistently delivered when it matters most. Quarterback play, offensive line protection, and creative play calling all converge to create opportunities for scoring drives. Even in games where execution falters slightly, the Eagles have shown resilience, adaptability, and the ability to learn from each challenge. When evaluating second-half performances, there's a lot to consider beyond box score statistics. Jalen Hurts, for instance, faced a tough environment with pressure rates soaring and limited options due to defensive adjustments by opponents. While some critiques focus purely on numbers, a closer look at decision-making, pocket awareness, and improvisation paints a different picture. The offense may have faced struggles in certain stretches, but that doesn't diminish the strategic growth and overall competency of the team. Accountability, both from players and coaches, is part of the process, and the Eagles have demonstrated a willingness to adapt and refine their approach as the season progresses. At this stage, the combination of talent, coaching, and situational awareness positions Philadelphia as a legitimate threat in the NFC. The interplay between offense and defense, coupled with the ability to adjust to opponents' strengths and weaknesses, is what makes this team exciting to watch. As we look forward to the final week of the regular season and the potential playoff scenarios, every decision, every snap, and every strategic call takes on heightened importance. The Eagles are not just competing, they are setting themselves up to dominate, and that preparation will be critical as they aim to go all the way. As we move closer to the playoffs, the intensity around the Eagles' locker room is palpable. The team is not just thinking about winning games. They're thinking about how to dominate opponents when it truly matters. Philadelphia has a unique combination of veteran leadership and youthful energy that allows them to adapt on the fly. Every practice, every walkthrough, and every meeting with the coaches is geared toward ensuring that when the postseason begins, there are no surprises. The players are fully aware that execution in critical moments can define the season, and they've shown a willingness to push themselves even when the outcome is already secured. It's a mentality that's been fostered by Nick Sirianni, who emphasizes precision, preparation, and taking responsibility. He's not just a head coach. He's a strategist who understands the ebb and flow of a football game, and that clarity has helped Philadelphia consistently compete at the highest level. One of the most fascinating aspects of this Eagles team is how the offense and defense interact to create pressure and opportunities. When the offense is clicking, it forces opposing teams into reactive mode, which allows the defense to capitalize on mistakes. Conversely, the defense's ability to shut down key plays creates easier scoring opportunities for the offense. It's a symbiotic relationship that has been finely tuned over the course of the season. Watching players like Devonta Smith, A.J. Brown, and Dallas Goedert execute in sync with Hurts' decision-making has been mesmerizing. Each play feels calculated yet dynamic, a balance that only comes from both natural talent and rigorous preparation. Even when the offensive line faces challenges, Philadelphia has shown resilience, using quick passes, movement, and creative schemes to keep drives alive. The level of coordination on the field reflects a team that understands not just its own strengths but the weaknesses of its opponents, which is exactly what makes the Eagles such a formidable contender. Special teams continue to play an understated but critical role in the Eagles' success. Jake Elliott has been incredibly consistent, and his reliability in high-pressure moments has helped swing games in Philadelphia's favor. The attention to detail in practice, the precision in snapping, and the timing in kicks all contribute to a margin of victory that is often razor-thin in the NFL. The coaching staff has been meticulous about ensuring that every special teams player is prepared, from blocking assignments to field positioning. This level of focus speaks volumes about the organization's culture, where excellence is demanded in every aspect of the game. Even minor adjustments, like ensuring the correct long snapper is on the field, have had tangible impacts on outcomes, and the team's ability to adapt has been a hallmark of their season-long strategy. Looking at potential playoff matchups, the scenarios are both exciting and nerve-wracking. Whether it's the 49ers, the Packers, or the Rams, each team presents unique challenges. The 49ers' offense is extremely potent with Brock Purdy in the zone, and the Eagles will need to rely on every ounce of defensive preparation to contain him. Kyle Shanahan's play calling makes him a dangerous counterpart, and Philadelphia's defensive schemes will be tested to the max. Meanwhile, the Rams, though talented, have shown vulnerabilities in recent games where they were expected to dominate. Their inability to maintain leads has been costly, and Philadelphia has the opportunity to exploit these lapses, particularly given Hurts' ability to read defenses and make precise throws under pressure. The Packers, despite injuries and roster challenges, remain a skilled team, but the Eagles' depth and versatility position them well to handle this matchup. Every single game in the postseason will hinge on execution, adaptability, and the mental toughness that Philadelphia has built throughout the season. Player management heading into the postseason is another critical factor. Resting key starters in Week 18 is a calculated risk that the coaching staff is considering carefully. Tanner McKee, as a backup quarterback, has shown he can step in and deliver high-level performance when needed, giving Philadelphia the flexibility to preserve the health of their star players. Strategic rotations, situational awareness, and controlled workloads allow the Eagles to enter the playoffs both physically fresh and mentally sharp. This careful balance between preparation and rest is what separates teams that contend from teams that merely participate. The leadership in the locker room ensures that younger players are ready when their time comes, creating a culture of accountability and readiness. It's a mindset that could prove crucial in tight, high-stakes games where experience and composure make the difference. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be shy, share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In a surprising twist that has sent shockwaves through Philadelphia's football circles, whispers are emerging that Eagles head coach Nick Sirianni is set to make a monumental decision regarding the potential suspension of one of the team's key players. Sources close to the locker room suggest that tension has been simmering behind the scenes, as Sirianni weighs the delicate balance between team discipline and on-field performance. Although specifics about the player in question remain tightly under wraps, insiders hint that the situation could involve matters both on and off the field, sparking intense debate among fans and analysts alike. The Eagles, known for their tight-knit culture and demanding standards, appear to be at a crossroads, and Sirianni's verdict could define the tone for the remainder of the season. Industry observers note that the coach has historically shown a willingness to make tough calls, even when it means sidelining talent, signaling that this decision is far from a mere formality. Social media has been ablaze with speculation, as pundits dissect every subtle comment from team practices and press conferences, attempting to forecast the impact of a potential suspension. Some argue that keeping the player in the lineup could preserve offensive momentum, while others insist that a firm disciplinary action might reinforce team unity and accountability. The uncertainty has only intensified rumors that internal disagreements among coaching staff and front office executives may be playing a role in the final decision. Despite the swirl of conjecture, the Eagles organization has remained tight-lipped, releasing only brief statements emphasizing their commitment to team standards and performance excellence. Yet fans and insiders alike are left pondering what could trigger such a pivotal move: a lapse in judgment, a heated on-field incident, or an accumulation of off-field controversies. Each theory has its supporters, and none can be confirmed, which only heightens the sense of anticipation. For now, the football world watches closely as Nick Sirianni holds the power to alter not only the trajectory of a player's season, but potentially the team's overall dynamic. Whatever the decision, it promises to be a defining moment, showcasing the coach's philosophy and the standards he expects from his roster. In Philadelphia, where passion runs deep and expectations soar, the coming announcement could reverberate far beyond the locker room, shaping conversations among fans, analysts, and rival teams alike. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.